I'm Diane Sare, and I'm speaking to you, as you can see, in front of the infamous Wall Street Bull in Lower Manhattan by Wall Street. Today has been a day of infamy for the United States. The Senate continued with the fascist Hitler-like vote carried out by the House of Representatives yesterday in support of President Barack Obama's dissolving the Congress and setting up a super Congress of 12 who will be cutting the budget against the American population on behalf of the head of Standard & Poor's in London. However, as LaRouche has insisted, we are going to fight, and as Keisha Rogers said yesterday, LaRouche, the slate of six, the basement team, and frankly, I think the American population is going to fight until the enemy is defeated. And the enemy is the British Empire, centered in London and in Wall Street. I just now participated in a very fascinating meeting of exactly the age group that LaRouche said would be the new leadership of the country, the 25 to 45-year-olds, who are planning a major action on Wall Street soon. They're organizing on the Spanish indignados. They are calling for reinstatement of the Glass-Steagall Act. And the group was definitely open. They responded well. I gave a briefing on LaRouche, Glass-Steagall, and Obama's coup, and people were nodding their heads. People get the idea that money in and of itself has no intrinsic wealth. And I think we are at the breaking point in the United States where it's clear, as Hitler did in 1933 when the Reichstag basically voted to disband themselves and hand him dictatorial power, people have a sense that this is what the U.S. Congress has just done, and they don't like it. It's clear that the American population doesn't take fascism lightly. In the 1930s, when Europe went fascist, we elected Franklin Roosevelt. The American people rose to the challenge of President Kennedy to put a man on the moon, and the American population responded to the leadership of Martin Luther King. And it was attempted by the British oligarchy to destroy that principle with the Kennedy assassinations, and then 10 years ago with the 9/11 terror attack. But I and my colleagues are determined that we are not going to stop fighting until the enemy is defeated. We owe it to George Washington, Alexander Hamilton, to ensure that mankind actually does not go extinct as a result of this insane criminal behavior. So I am speaking here from hopefully the beginning of a new resistance in the United States, led really by LaRouche, and I have to say many people in the crowd knew LaRouche, were familiar with LaRouche, have been following us, heard his interview on Alex Jones. Clearly he's going to be providing the intellectual leadership for this resistance, and I'm very optimistic about the potential for such a movement to grow in the United States. We've already seen Wisconsin, we've seen what happened in New Jersey with the labor movement and the funeral procession for the soul of the Democratic Party. So I would like everyone to join us, join LaRouche PAC, join the slate of six, and we will not allow Obama and his fascist cronies in the House and Senate to have the last word. So it is up to myself, the rest of the Democratic slate, to ensure that Obama is not successful in his coup, that he is removed from office, and that the Glass-Steagall Act is reinstated before the end of the summer.